Hello, my friend. Welcome to MetaMind Meditation, the channel bringing you peace and wellness through guided meditations, sleep meditations, and practical tips for living a more fulfilling life. What is intuition? A hunch? A gut feeling? Something you just know? Is it a sixth sense? What about the whispers from your soul? I think that's a very poetic answer, and I tend to think that's the answer we're here for today. At great risk of stating the obvious, this channel is very much focused on intuition, on reaching a deeper and easier connection with it. Admittedly, it is very hard to describe, almost like trying to explain to someone else what a color is. We all kind of know what intuition is, and we all kind of have a different definition, or way of describing it. In this video, I want to put a practical, working definition on intuition, give 10 ways to notice when your intuition may be trying to communicate with you, and offer 6 tips on getting in touch with your intuition more easily. Before that, please consider liking and subscribing. Remember to check the description box too. Thank you. As much as I like the idea of intuition whispering to me, it will probably help most of us to think of it in a more concrete way. We can say that intuition is the ability to understand something immediately and instinctively, without the need for conscious reasoning. That seems to be a good way of reconciling the almost definitions we commonly hear. It means that we're making an immediate decision based on a hunch or gut feeling without the need to pause and think. Think back to the last time this happened to you. You will probably realize that you didn't even mentally verbalize your decision. You just had the idea and went with it because it was accompanied by an honest sense of confidence. Tell us about it in the comments below. We are very fortunate to have intuition. The world is an uncertain place, and it is easy to get confused or demoralized. This sixth sense provides you with an inner guidance to help you through the tougher times. But how does intuition manifest? How does intuition try to talk to us? Sign number 1. You notice some sudden physical sensation that you cannot explain. This could be a chill, a very subtle but sharp sense that something isn't right, or even a sudden feeling of peace in your stomach or chest. Your intuition is trying to tell you to notice something in your environment. The emotion you experience is the clue to whether the thing is something positive or negative. Sign number 2. You experience a sudden feeling of calm and relaxation after making the quote-unquote right decision. Often, you can test this out before committing to a decision by meditating and visualizing the different outcomes. One will leave you feeling satisfied, while the others will not. Sign number 3. You find your thoughts are often drawn to the same thing or the same theme. This could also manifest as nagging thoughts or feelings, or you may find yourself zoning out as if you're waiting on a sign or message. We all daydream, and this is a great opportunity for your intuition to nudge you towards something. Notice these recurring thoughts and ask why you keep seeing them. Sign number 4. You experience a feeling when you meet someone or walk into a room. You just seem to know what the vibe is, or if someone is hiding a negative emotion behind a brave face. This is your intuition picking up on the feelings of others to help you read the room. Positive or negative, you could choose to raise someone up at the very least, or do no further harm. Sign number 5. You notice synchronicities. Typically, most of us think of noticing repeating numbers on a clock, like 1111. That could very well be a coincidence, but if you're noticing certain numbers over and over each day, that is a synchronicity. Another example is suddenly thinking you should investigate a new way of eating. Without mentioning it to anyone or even searching for it, you begin seeing ads or news articles about it. Have you ever been thinking about someone and then suddenly get a text or a call from them? These signs are nudging you to keep going. Sign number 6. You notice a sense of calm and confidence while doing something. You may experience this while practicing an art or a sport. You're on autopilot, but you feel like you're being guided almost. You aren't simply mindlessly going through the motions. You've entered a flow state where challenge and pleasure meet each other perfectly. See the description for a link to some book recommendations on this phenomenon. Sign number 7. Vivid or lucid dreams. This is probably one many people think of. When you're trying to reach an important decision, or you just happen to have something in the back of your mind, you may encounter it in a vivid dream. This is your mind trying to explore different solutions. Once you make a decision you feel confident in, these will subside quickly. Sign number 8. You always seem to be in the right place at the right time. Alternatively, maybe you experience an unusual set of circumstances in which something just works for you each step of the way. This happens when you are living authentically with your heart guiding you. It can be jarring to the logical mind because it is made to find past patterns, to plan for tomorrow. When your heart is leading, you are in flow with the universe. Sign number 9. You have reservations about something, but no one else does. If this has happened to you, chances are the group was caught up with the surface or appearance of what is happening, but you just knew something wasn't quite right. It's usually not a life or death situation, but you may be the one saving the group a massive headache. This may make you feel like the odd person, but when you know you have something to investigate, it's better to pause and dive in. Sign number 10. You notice the same opportunities or situations repeating. This happens when the universe is trying to get you to notice something. It wants you to see the pattern and ask, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep seeing this? Once you can find that answer, it's all about finding a way to use it constructively, especially in a way that will help others. One of the big rules of life is this: lessons will be repeated until they are learned. Now that we know more about how intuition tries to communicate with us, how can we get a better connection with it? Tip number 1. Find some peace and quiet. Do you remember when we said intuition could poetically be described as the whispers of the soul? I think we were onto something there. As discussed in my minimalism videos, we live in a society which is more often on than it is off. Most of us are used to spending most of our time working and commuting. There's comparatively little time left to just take a break and do nothing. I encourage you to make a habit of reflecting daily in silence. This can be a meditation, or it can simply be 5 minutes of quiet time. We need to disconnect from the noise to hear the subtle messages coming in. Tip number 2. Take special notice of your first reaction. In sign number 4 above, I mentioned that you may get a feeling when you first walk into a room, positive or negative. It is an indication or a clue to the environment you just entered. This ties into sign number 2, the feeling you get when making a decision. If you're having trouble making a decision, try to remove all the logical pros and cons tied to each choice. Imagine yourself living with the results of each choice. Focus on the first feeling. If you feel a pull or a sense of calm or happiness, this may be the choice that you're trying to make. Push or sense of fear could mean that this choice could ultimately be one better avoided. Balance these feelings with the logical data to get your best result. Tip number 3. Monitor your physical impulses. This is similar to the last tip, but it focuses more on the body itself. When in a conversation with someone, notice if you feel more or less energetic. Do you feel happier, or is something making you feel angry? Is it due to the other person or the topic of discussion? Either way, you will have a better understanding of yourself. Clues like this can help you navigate towards the things that fulfill you and away from the things that drain you. Tip number 4. Get creative. We talked about this in sign number 6, feeling calm and confident while doing something. When you practice an art, such as drawing, painting, singing, playing an instrument, forming pottery, you may notice that your mind goes very quiet. This happens because you're so focused on the goal at hand that your subconscious can lead the way to help you bring your creation to life. When the thinking mind is quiet, you are holding hands with intuition. This flow state is very similar to meditation. I highly recommend you either practice a creative hobby more often, or find one to lose yourself in. Again, check the links in the description for some personal recommendations. Tip number 5. Think about past intuitive choices. You can build more confidence in your intuition by thinking back to times when you noticed the intuitive pull, followed it, and you came to a better resolution than where you were previously. This could be anything as major as choosing to marry someone, or something as benign and forgettable as choosing a different shopping cart at the last minute, to find out that the next person discovered that cart had a broken wheel. Inconvenience averted thanks to intuition. The point is to remember what it felt like to notice your intuition and what it felt like to follow it. Tip number 6, journal. We've talked before about keeping journals. Major advantage of writing it down is to keep a record. Someone once said, what gets measured gets managed. When you write down your moments of intuition, you also get to revisit the experience and reinforce the feelings you had in the moment. This builds familiarity, and that familiarity will yield confidence. I have a video planned on journaling coming up soon, so please subscribe so you don't miss it. Let's recap. Intuition is the ability to understand something immediately and instinctively without the need for conscious reasoning. It can be thought of as a whisper from the soul. We discussed 10 signs that your intuition is trying to communicate with you. These are sudden physical sensations, a feeling of calm or relaxation after making the right decision, recurring thoughts, sensing emotions when around others, synchronicities, entering a flow state, vivid dreams, being in the right place at the right time, reservations about a group choice, and recurring opportunities or situations. Next, we looked at ways to deepen our connection with intuition. Those tips are: find peace and quiet, notice first reactions, monitor physical sensations, get creative, reflect on past intuitive choices, and journal. What was the most interesting idea here for you? When are you most looking forward to trying? Please let us know in the comments below. Peace and light upon your beautiful soul, forever and always.